Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and boy have I got a game for you. This is it. This is the battle. Solo queue versus the Perma Groupers. 293 challenger score payout for this game. That means somebody's like Legend 2 or Legend 1. Yeah, okay. In this game, just to let you know how high rank it is, we do have a 4 stack on the enemy team featuring Kate Libby, 5v5 rank 1 player, tank, rank 4, damage rank 1, played 710 games this season already. We've got Dappertoff, rank 44 DPS, Rolfie, rank 4 support, we've got Cream, rank 326 support, and somebody else that can be Nasia. I couldn't find any info on them. No idea where they are or where they're at. In the solo queue corner, so our team, we were just going through the groups there just to see who's actually grouped. So we've got Pityek, a Pro 1 tank. We've got Not Bored, who I can only assume is the player called Bored, who would be rank 12 DPS, or on this account, rank 43 DPS. We've got Hunter, the rank 16 DPS. Dosen, the rank 329 support. And myself. So, we are going to be playing with Ryan, Ash, Freya, Moira, and Brig. Up against Hazard, Soldier, Cassidy, Brig, and Lucio. We opt to go for a Chain Grass build with Stratosphere because it's good when the Hazard jumps through, Ballistic Buffer as well, and Weapon Grease. And it's not the ideal build against this team comp, but it is a build based on the players. So I want to stack as much damage as I can with our Freya. Our Freya is very, very good. The best Freya on the ladder, in my opinion. And I want to give the enemies decisions. Do they focus on eliminating me, and then our Freya runs Riot? Or do they go for the Freya and then I get to run Riot? But against this team comp, I would normally go for an Orb debuff build. Liquid Nitrogen, Cyber Venom, because you've got Lucio for speed, you've got a load of healing coming out from Brig and Lucio in the late game. So that's the kind of build that I would normally go for. So we're hoping for an early game spike as well, because Freya, I know the build that this Freya is going to run. It's our attack speed, rapid fire, but they do it slightly differently and probably better. And I know that they will spike hard in the late game, whereas we're going to spike very early on. Round 2 basically is kind of our peak, where we deal loads and loads of damage. And yeah, that's the idea behind what we're building. So I know half of the points already capped, but I mean, you can see the team fight going on there. It is very high skill players in this lobby. And yeah, this is going to be a cracking game for you guys. So currently, enemy team has got the objective. We've got to try and push through and break through. We've got to be a bit scared of the Hazard wall coming out. Does wall the Rhine off, so we're going to try and avoid the extra damage that the wall does and get up top and heal the Rhine up, which we do just about manage to do. Or we see that they're targeting the Freya, we just get a little bit of Coalescence heal over onto that, but we wanted to still use this to try and push players back. Of course, we're respecting the damage output. We're not just Wing into this team. They are very strong here. We're not saving the Ryan there. He's gone a little bit too far. Maybe doesn't know the players. Hazard is pushing us here. We're going to fade back, try and heal up our Freya a little bit. Also getting Chain Grass damage out. Can we rotate around to our team? I'm not going to go through that door just in case we get walled, because then we're kind of stuck. Lucio very, very low. They managed to take him down. Soldiers also going to be retreating. Enemy team up to 75% of the point capped. We do get a pick over onto the Soldier, so now we're going to be pushing forward. Want to fade jump aggressively there while they're all retreating back. Kind of exploiting group comms there, if they're using them. Because, yeah, they may all be saying fall back, in which case they're just turning around and not anticipating that we're going to be chasing. Big shatter from our Ryan. We do take down the Lucio, but our Ryan looks like they're going to go down. Try and get the Brig down. Soldiers here as well. There is a Mega for him to play around with, but we're going to go with the damage orb, see if we can get the elimination. And we do, and somehow our Ryan survives. Maybe rally or something. I obviously wasn't looking at that, but you guys get a rewind button, so you can always go back and take a look. So 90%, they do have a Lucio, so you can never rule out the touch. Stratosphere slowing down the Hazard would have been better on the Lucio. Just fade out of the Hazard ult there. They do get a touch on it, but we've got a Coalescence. Bob's also on the point. That's going to be really difficult for them to get a touch. Hazard does get deleted. And we do take round 1. Getting quite a substantial cash lead as well. No MVP for us. That honor goes over to Not Bored on the Freya with 16k in round 1. Well fed.
Coming up, Put those hands together. It's time for push.
So going in round 2, we are obviously going to take Shield Buster. We're up against the Hazard. There's also Brig and things that have armor and shield, so that's going to really help us out. Now we're looking at our money, 7,200. We can't get 2 of like the 4,000 items. If we do buy something like Advanced Nanobiotics, then we've got to sell one of our other ones. So instead, talent modification module to give us the 15%, and now we have a choice. Do we go compensator or something, or do we want more survival? Electrolytes is an option. I've been really liking running shoes as well. I just find that if you're playing kind of glass cannon, then running shoes is really good just to get you back into the action again. So we deselect that one. And guys, while we're in the few seconds of downtime, if you can hit the like button on the video, really helps me out, supports the content. And yeah, I know you guys will like this game. It's very intense. So, going on to round 2. That running shoes gives our Fade a little bit of extra oomph as we jump out of the spawn. Just means we can get there quite early, but they do have a Lucio, so we're kind of just really ahead of our team. A little bit of poke damage. Here the need healing. Get our Freya up. Ryan's isolated a bit. We're going to fire a heal orb over to there, but it does heal us a little bit first. And just take some natural cover behind the bot here to try and heal up our Brig. No one to chain grasp anywhere near that Hazard there. He is jumping across, put some pressure over onto our Brig. It's a good group for us, but we're going to try and finish off the Hazard because he's so tanky and hard to kill. We don't manage to do that. Ryan does get taken down. I was focused over onto the Brig. We kind of committed to taking down the Hazard there, but obviously Captain Retrospect says, heal your Ryan up. Still, we're not really built to heal. Moira's healing is bad. I don't care what people say, like, oh, she's got great heals. It's the timing of when you can heal. If you're healing players that are being shot at, her healing's actually quite bad. If you're healing players up afterwards when they're taking cover, it's really good because it can apply the heal over time. You don't waste too much time doing it, which means you can get straight back into the action. Coalesces to try and save the Rhine. Brig also uses Rally, which is quite good. We've just got to keep our distance from that, but with Ryan putting the pressure onto them, do manage to take her down. So we're going to start making some progress here. Soldier up top. We jump up there to try and kill him. I mean, we get the trade. It wouldn't normally be worth it, and you know what? It probably isn't worth it. But because we've got running shoes, we can get back there quite quickly. So one of the reasons why it wouldn't be worth it is because the enemy player is going to get a closer spawn and will be back in the fight before us. Now, they are a soldier, they do have sprint, but we're not too far behind. As you can see, the fight's kind of just about to kick off and we're already back in it. So that kind of works out quite well for us. Our Freya does get taken down. Cassidy with so much overhealth from the Lucio B. Ryan's isolated here. We're going to go up over towards the Ryan because it does allow us to contest the objective for a little bit, which is exactly what we're going to do. Fire the damage orb there, just straight off of the bot wall, but we do stop the bot from moving for a little while. We could escape out with our life, but we're not going to really engage right away anyway, even if we did. So we've got it past the checkpoint. We do get the little pause if and when they take that. 40 seconds remaining now. Soldiers going for that Helix jumping build combined with the aim bot there, but that does leave the Brig isolated. His own boot just boot the Brig to safety out from the Shatter, which is a bit unfortunate, but we have gained control of the objective. We can start to try and run it, but Ryan looks like he's struggling against the Brig there. We do manage to take her down, and now we can move the bot. We can just move the bot, get a little bit of extra distance. First of all, though, make sure that we take down the Cassidy. 10 seconds remaining. Hazard will be able to get a touch. There is a Lucio also bouncing around there as well. Ryan's pushed right out in front. I'm struggling to think where the Hazard is going to be coming from here. That wall being very annoying. Hazard doesn't get there in time. And we do take round 2. Do have like a 9k cash lead or something. There's always a chance of a mercy rule. So Hunter this time getting MVP with 11,000. Enemy Helix Rocket Jumping Soldier, the one who we don't know much about, getting MVP over on the enemy team. So the power to get is a little bit complicated. We have to decide, are we going to commit to this kind of weapon power, attack speed, damage chain grasp build? The money's a little bit awkward there, so we have to shuffle a few items around. Field support does give us a bit more armor. Since the soldier just got MVP, we can assume the soldier's going to be one of the stronger ones. That's just an assumption to make. It doesn't mean anything. Ethereal Excision, since we are going into this full kind of chain grass build and we're 2 rounds up, we can make this assumption that things are working right now. It's not really an assumption, it's there on the scoreboard. So if it ain't broke, why fix it? So Weapon Jammer as well is going to be a really, really nice item here. It gives us armor, it gives us effectively plus 20 attacking stats because we're permanently damaging enemies whenever we're shooting. So we're always getting the attack speed bonus from it, plus the 10% weapon power. And if they have their own attack speed, we are going to be reducing that. It's an insanely cost-effective item, and it will always feature in any chain grass build that I've got. So round 3, if we can have a dominant display this round, then we could even take the game here. Damage orb over onto the soldier. That extra damage, he just stood no chance. We're on the kind of max chain grass build as Brig and Freya there take down the enemy hazard. Our team going to get a little bit of free movement here. We are on the low ground. It is really awkward to play up here. Fade forward, bit risky. Damage, ooh, we didn't quite get the chain grass damage, but the Freya, support Freya, helping us get our DPS Moira kills there. Again, a bit of damage. We are moving the objective. Soldier jumping up. He hasn't got much damage. Like, either the aim's not great. Well, there's an aimbot there, but we certainly weren't taking that much damage from this one. I think maybe his build isn't quite online yet. Ryan now in a bit of trouble. Ooh! Hunter taking down the soldier at the back with the dynamite. Watched him burn slowly there. But we are losing quite a few players. Freya's down, Briggs in a lot of trouble. I'm not sure we're going to be able to save. We fire a heal orb just in case. Our low health players here as well. Cassidy so low, Lucio so low. Cassidy didn't go for the mega. We'll try and rotate around. Orb goes in there. He's got it now though. Lucio manages to get his health back up. How did that even happen? Like, we were in such a good position to just take down 2 of them. Vertical bouncing heal orb to try and survive against the Brig. We've got our fade. Let's rotate all the way around. Straight into a hazard. That's unfortunate. I didn't feel like I could just fade jump straight out of there. We'd just get shot at. There was too many players there, so it was like, let's rotate around with the Coalescence. And yeah, we got a bit unlucky using it blind, but Coalescence isn't particularly good with this kind of build anyway, because it's all weapon power based and we don't have that much attack speed. We get more from Weapon Jammer if we're using weapon damage on players. We don't get that attack speed bonus if we use Coalescence. So we'd just be relying on like Shield Buster and yeah, not too much. Okay, we've got to get out of that ult, but that means we're not going to get back to heal up our Brig or our Ashe. Not that we could anyway, the whole team's there, so let's focus on the objective. Ryan also deciding the same thing. Freya's getting very low here, heal orb there. We've got our gadget as well, but that means we get isolated away from the Rhine. Soldiers there, we've got to take natural cover up top. Got to also be careful of the hazard jumping up here, but they've opted to go for the Freya. We rotate around, chain grasp, getting some damage over onto Lucio, and Soldier Visor seems wasted because none of us are there. I think he probably jumped up in the air and then just popped in and realized, oh wait, there's no one there. Because his ult is actually good. It's not like ours, which we can almost freely rotate. Throw away as we rotate around over on... Oh no, there's a Cassidy, very good Cassidy player. They're only ever playing Cassidy whenever I see them. Yeah, they're very, very scary to jump into. We're getting a bit unlucky, but we do play quite a high-risk style of Moira, if you haven't realized that already. High risk, high value. Sometimes it goes wrong. So, enemy team catching up here. Soldiers there, we're not respecting his damage at all because we've already learned from a previous engagement his damage was quite low. Trying to heal up this Rhine here. Rotate our body so that we can get the damage of Cole. Low health player at the back, we don't manage to take him down. And actually our Freya gets taken down here. A frustrating Cassidy rotation there. Crushes our dreams. An enemy team pull the cash back to within 1k and get around. We've got a game here now. Hunter getting MVP again. Kate Libby getting 12k MVP. The Hazard's starting to become very, very strong in this game. And it's a good map for a Hazard as well.
Now's the time for our teams to work out their strategies.
Let's sell the gadget. 13k is an awkward amount. See what else we can sell here because we can always rebuy it back. Going to keep Shield Buster and Weapon Jammer for now. 17k. Eye of the Spider would leave us with 3.1k. That means we'd have to sell something else. So talent modification module, El Saka suppressor, because we can use that with Ethereal Excision to reduce healing, a bit like how Cyber Venom works. And if we look, the enemy team's got quite a lot of healing. So, and their healing is only going to scale. So normally I wouldn't want this item. It only gives 10% weapon power. I'd like to just get more damage in there as well. Or more survivability. But in this case, we opt to be a bit more glass cannony with only 319 health. If you look, 18,000 from the Brig, 13,000 from the Lucio, we are healing less than that. Ryan's doing some of his own healing at least, which is very helpful because we're not doing too much to keep them alive. Also, the Brig's gone for a big healing build. Like, whenever I see those two powers together, it's just, there's always insane heal numbers. And Lucio's AP at 40% is quite low, but they've had to build a few other items, so they got that, what's it called? Overpower core or something. The 10% weapon power, and it gives them once per life a bit of decaying overhealth. So Lucio's also got a bit of that overhealth there. I think maybe that was the item. Like, propped right away as damage comes out onto our Freya. We tried to save him but couldn't. It means that we've got our damage, but Ash setting players on fire as well before she got eliminated. Now it looks like I'm our damage. Maybe we can flank behind, get a bit of damage out onto them, see if we can keep the Rhino alive with a heal over time. We're not going to just sit there and heal that. And actually, the enemy team kind of crushed us there. Okay. So yeah, we do get eliminated. I think the early deaths of our DPS, they only really got one volley of attacks out. Means that, yeah, enemy team going to be taking this point. It's not over yet. Got to watch out for that soldier, but still not really respecting his damage. But we've got to assume that it is going to get stronger over time. Freya up top. We'll rotate around to that, even though Brig's going to pack it anyway. It puts us in a bit of a situation, but luckily the soldier's not glass cannon. See if we can get out there and support our Ryan. Our Cassidy next to us again. We were trying to get some heals, and then when we saw our health go low, we wanted to fade, but didn't quite react in time. Still, this is working okay as Brig on Brig. Action there. Cream gets taken down. Looks like we're going to safely get this one. They do have a Lucio though, so they could push back in. Got to watch out for it. Take off a slightly side angle there, which we can use that natural cover if they did decide to push into point to get, just so that everyone's not facing us. Right, this is going to be tricky. We've got to respect hazard walls. We're going to fade through already. There's the wall, but it's awkward to try and get up there. We want to also join in for that. We're just going to try and target the Lucio, get a bit of damage out onto them. Brig's got rally, so we've got to be a bit scared of that. We're not going to go directly for that. Okay, she's very low. We couldn't quite finish the kill though. That would have been huge. Can we get it now? No, she's got the heals. Okay, enemy team's got to get into the point. I know the team want us to go back, but if we play from this angle, maybe players will chase us around up here. We're hoping that the Hazard does, but no, Hazard knows what they're doing. Soldier, on the other hand, nearly eliminated. Cassidy, we're going to fade that heal orb up. He found me really quickly there. Like, really quickly. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, wasn't expecting that. See, the natural place that we would fade to is back to the point, so you'd expect them to look that way, but I mean, they must have just heard it. High sensitivity, and enemy team going to be taking this round 2-2. The score, we didn't earn too much there.
2-2. Some intense competition this round.
Still, our Freya's getting quite rich with 42,000 cash earned so far. Enemy Briggs on about the same as us on 39. The cash amongst the teams is quite even. So we're going into round 5. We get a new power, and we've got some decisions to make. Some real difficult decisions. We could get precarious potency. We're on a weapon build. That's how it's working. But the enemy teams now won two rounds in a row. So I want to take cross orbal because it's going to allow us to transition later on into an orb build should we lose another round. But I'm already going to start with Cyber Venom. We're still going to keep El Saka Suppressor. They don't stack. But I want to apply as many debuffs as possible to as many players as possible. And I only have one orb. I mean, cross orb, obviously it fires a healing and a damage orb, but I'm only going to get one damage orb going out there. I haven't got Phantasm, I haven't got Multi-Ball. So just picking Cyber Venom, it's not going to apply it that much. So I want Cyber Venom will hit players in the back, and then the player that we're actually shooting at, if they're getting any healing, then yeah, we're going to have anti-heal applied to those as well. So we still have 4,000 left. I was deciding, do I want Vitality? The soldier's putting out quite a bit of damage. And at this moment in time, I also looked at our Ashe's damage and our Freya's damage. And I realized I'm not a primary damage dealer here. So I've become the primary debuffer. So I was perfectly okay with getting Vitality just to try and help us a bit with survival. We're no longer going to be just firing out huge damage, but we still need some. We can't just go into full, like, passive healing, keeping our team alive mode. We need some damage, and we've got Weapon Jammer, which is going to debuff them. We've got Cyber Venom to reduce that healing, and more chances to reduce the healing with Saka Suppressor. So we've adapted our build to the circumstances. Soldier jumps up in the air. We'll try and get a Cyber Venom orb, but we actually missed it. It was probably a bit dumb to go for that one. Because enemy team is crowding on our Ryan right now. Cross Orbal, we can fire a heal orb there, which also is going to use Cyber Venom. So while we're healing, the orb's bouncing around, applying that debuff. Try and get a little heal over time over onto our Freya. Lucio getting a bit low, but does pop his healing. Can we get towards the Ryan? Those walls really frustrating to play against as a Moira. Bit of damage out there. We do debuff players. Freya does take down Lucio, but gets taken down by the Hazard in return. Enemy team going to be capping this point. This is tricky. It does feel a bit like there's a tank difference here. But we're not out of it yet. One thing I do know is this Freya build scales like crazy. And if I can get going into an orb build, like a bit later, well, it'll always be a hybrid. We're not going to be getting rid of Weapon Jammer. We're not going to get rid of Shield Buster, but we could go full orb after that as our team do take down the entire enemy team. And it's our turn to start capping. But yeah, if we can get our builds online, also, Ashe Dynamite build scales really well. So the fact that we got such a fantastic early game is this mid game where I think the enemy team really starts to shine. And we've got to see what we can do here to just survive it. Okay, enemy team listening out for the footsteps. We do see them going up, rotating onto the side altogether. This is their group stack advantage coming into play where they have this perfect communication. We do get trapped in that, but we're in a good position as well. Soldier looked like they were going to target us. We can use our coalescence there. Beat comes in. No way we can get up to that Freya now, and this Cassie's got so much health. See if we can heal our Brig, but we've got to go out and support the Ryan. Let's debuff everybody with a damage orb. First of all, Chain Grasp also onto them. Ryan goes down. We could have maybe applied healing a little bit earlier to them, so now it's just about prolonging our time on the point here. Up to 73% for... Oh, okay. So we do manage to get it up to 80%, which is really nice. One more fight, we should be able to win it. Those few percentage points are really important against the Lucio comp because they can rotate, well, not rotate, but get back to the point so quickly. I'm not going that side with the Freya to support them there because they have a Lucio, because they have a Brig, even the Hazard, right? There's so many opportunities for us to get off of the map. We can't fly. It's a bit risky here trying to save the Freya there. Ashe does manage to take down the enemy Brig, which is going to be huge for the anti-heals. We're going to get over onto the point. Not too much we can do here. We can just try and poke the Cassidy with an orb. Lucio's falling back. He's got so much overhealth right now. Can we get him down? No, absolutely not. Not even close. So enemy team, got to try and push into the point here. Lucio's going to be the one to get the touch. Is he going to go over the wall or direct? He goes direct, does get the touch. Can we eliminate him? Yes. Lucio down, get some healing over onto our Freya now. I mean, we've got Coalescence. We'll be fine here. This round is done. Heal over. Just try and make sure that Brig doesn't get credit for another kill. And we do take the round. 3-2's the score. Our cash lead is back.
2-2.
Freya putting in a very strong performance. 17k. I think the build scaled already. I think it absolutely has scaled, which means they're going to have to rely on their hit scan to deal with this Freya quickly. Otherwise, the amount of damage that's just going to come out is insane. This build needs a nerf. When you put this hero in the hands of a capable player with this build, I mean, you have to win in 3 rounds. You have to basically mercy rule them. And the problem is that when an actual Freya player, you know, a good one plays, they're not weak in the early rounds. Like when I play Freya with this build, the first 3 rounds I suffer. Then after that, I start crushing. But when you have somebody who can play Freya, yeah, it's a... I mean, we're doing a lot, and we're on 50k. They're on 60k with this build. Whole enemy team, their highest is on 51k. That's where all of our cash lead is right now.
Understood.
So, in terms of the items that we've picked, I believe, I wasn't actually looking, I was focused on, yeah, talking about Freya. But I believe what we just took was liquid nitrogen. So that was kind of what we opted to get here. We're in the debuff build. The damage isn't as important. So liquid nitrogen, cyber venom, still the El Saka suppressor combo. We haven't yet got another power. In the last round, I'm thinking I'll probably pick multi-ball or phantasm. Multi-ball might be better. Otherwise, we could go for void hoppers if we think it's working. But either way, we are currently in round 6, 3-2. Got a nice little lead there as well. Chain grasp over onto the hazard. Got to watch out for the Cassidy over at the back there because the poke damage. Still got to respect it. We are not very tanky with this build. Still, we want to push forward and still try and get some value out. Get some debuffs onto him. We're going to fade as soon as the hazard jumps because of that. The big spiky wall of doom. Right, looking to fire it over. Old Chain Grasp doing so much damage there. The debuffs as well. Everybody was debuffed there for a minute. And now it's only when we headshot players that it'll apply the little icon above their head, which if you haven't noticed, if you look for that icon that appears above their head, that means that they've got this reduced healing that they can receive. So there, you can see it there on the soldier. Hazard also just got it there. So whenever we can apply that through either Cyber Venom or... we're just doing it as much as we can. So making great progress. We're going to fade this because I know my team have got it. I think the Cassidy could have maybe hit 1 or 2 shots and we'd get eliminated. But huge progress from our team here. Up outside their spawn. Soldier jumping in the air, trying to get some damage out. But we've got a Rhine shield. The Rhine is actually proving very, very useful here. Just blocking some of this hit scan damage. It does allow our Freya to play behind as well as the rest of the team. Coalescence used. It's not particularly strong, but we do have debuffs attached to it, so it's certainly worth it. Can we get the Lucio down? Lucio does go down to an Ash Dynamite. Enemy team struggling. Are we just going to win it outright? There's still a minute and 20 seconds, but they're really struggling to push us here. Soldier, again, not respecting that damage. He doesn't have enough damage in his build. We're not particularly tanky, and yeah, we don't take the damage. While you can fly up in the air, you're not doing anything with the damage at this point. And we do. We just straight up take the victory. 26,000 damage, 18,000 healing. But the real story is applying those debuffs. Just trying to reduce that insane heal output from the enemy team. And then, yeah, it's all up to our DPS there, who certainly performed. Player of the game goes to Freya, unsurprisingly. Ash also performed really, really well with the Dynamite build. Our Brig was just a staple to provide the healing and defend. And then, yeah, Ryan was doing Ryan stuff, proving useful at the end. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. Hope you hit the like button. Hope you hit the subscribe button. Oh, wow, we're so close to Legend 4. GG. See you in the next one. Bye.